There we go, guys. Episode 6 of the Hiatus Hangout podcast with myself, Wolf or Nigel, and Mitch. Mitch is returning. Honestly, he's like an honorary third member at this point. And it's like I think yesterday was it? We spoke for 4 hours straight, and we were only meant
Yeah,
to speak for 30 minutes.
bro.
Says a lot. So yeah, no, we were like I said, yo, he said to film a mini-sode. One of them was 15, 16 minutes, so that's a mini episode, right? Second one was 45 minutes. So yeah, definitely wasn't a mini episode.
Yeah,
And
that
then once we,
mini-sode.
yeah. But yeah, we're back, episode 6, and we have a new set of questions. I think I'm gonna just head right into the first one. Just, be quick and snappy with it. And it's different from our usual questions, so I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go. Question number 1. Would Avatar, Attack on Titan, and One Piece be considered good depictions of national conflict and war? Okay, who wants to go? Who wants to start first? Should I go?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
actually curious on what Mitch has to say about this.
Okay, yeah.
So I
I'll
want
give
Mitch to
him
go
some...
first.
Wait, you want him to go first?
No,
Put him on the
yeah, you want
spot.
to go first.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
What, as in all three, or is it like different things? Because some of these could be like different eras in human history.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
Avatar.
I'd say to spice this one up a little bit more. What do you think is most accurate?
The best
and what
depiction.
of these
Yeah.
three. What do you
Yeah,
think
so...
is best? Or
I-
do you think all three of them are trash? Like they're not good depictions.
No, all three. The biggest carrier is AOT because there's a lot of parallels in human history and in recent times as well. If you want to go there, but of the biggest standout one is probably I think Mona said earlier, like World War Two. You can clearly see, especially in the final season, how they just came and blips came down, dropped down, and just like tore what was it, the town or the city in like what a matter of like what minutes.
Mm.
Same way people was like Germans would come with bombs and shit and just like desecrate.
Like, yeah.
Blitzkrieg, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably the biggest one. Like One Piece and Avatar are different. One Piece is like more freedom fighter stuff, and then Avatar, especially the Last Airbender, it's like any point in like in history, like maybe like I don't know, in the early 12th century where I don't know Japan's in a feudal era or whatever is like
Feudalism, yeah.
Yeah,
you
fully.
can go whenever to that.
Okay, that's a good
That's
take.
a-
That's
that's a-
pretty accurate actually.
That's a pretty accurate take. Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying AOT out of those three. So out of Avatar, AOT, and One Piece, you're saying AOT. And
Yeah.
for the most part, I actually agree. I don't have much else to say.
Okay, I've got a different take to you guys then.
Okay, go on.
Slightly different take. Okay,
No,
I
I
think
have a different
AOT.
take too. But yeah.
Actually, I want to hear yours first. Why not?
Okay, no. So my one is going to be, I feel like, okay. I agree with the One Piece freedom fighter take. Like, he's a pirate going against the government, right? And he's like a rebellious sort of type. So if we're talking like the French Revolution or any revolution in history, One Piece would be incredibly accurate. If we're talking, like, that's a national conflict, right? Revolutions. Revolution?
Yeah, yeah.
Revolutions.
revolt and
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So revolts and stuff would be perfect depiction of the national conflict. Wars, I guess it's sort of similar. There's obviously the Marineford war arc or the Summit arc, and I think One Piece does a really good job on that, like showing two sides, how each side has their own
It's
positive
much
and
about corruption
negative.
and stuff. One
Yeah.
Piece does a lot of
Oh yeah, One Piece
stories
has
about corruption.
a lot of national. It has a national conflict. It's probably the best out of those three. If we're talking straight up war, like weapons, guns, fighting, I'm gonna have to say AOT. I think that's the best one. But the issue is I haven't watched Avatar in the last 10 years. So,
Yeah.
my memory's not fresh, you know what I mean? But what do you want to say? Because I feel like Naji's going to say Avatar's the best. I just think he is.
Actually, no. I was gonna say One Piece.
Okay, let's
So,
go.
yeah. Okay, I'll tell you
feel
what.
like I know it. I feel like I know what you're gonna say. I feel like I know what
Yeah,
you're gonna
you
say.
can tell because you guys both know that I'm like going through the series right now, and I just reached Skypiea, so I was gonna use Alabasta as an example. But I was watching it and I realized, One Piece on the surface it looks like a light-hearted show, but beneath the layers, it's actually pretty pretty messed up. It's pretty
It's
dark.
dark.
And then
Yeah.
what I realized is Oda, when he's making this series, I think he took inspiration from real life because Alabasta basically is like a real life proxy war. So you know how America and China cause conflicts between two of different nations and sometimes even like set them up to
Yeah, yeah.
paint someone as a bad guy and then give them a reason to attack or steal resources. Yeah, I kind of felt like how Baroque works. It was Crocodile. He set
Yeah.
up the king of Alabasta and created a whole civil war, which bears of people died, children died over his greed. America has done that multiple times with the Middle East
Yeah, I agree.
for oil, and like everyone knows the big one that happened in the early 20th century,
Iraq War, yeah.
9/11. But
Oh, that too. Iraq was in 2003, and that was
Yeah.
one of the biggest like fakes ever of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Attack on Titan and Avatar do global conflicts very well. You know, World War II, the Fire
Yeah.
Nation oppressing the whole world. Malians, they're literally, all these like countries that are being oppressed. They don't have militaries, but they're getting like open air prisons and stuff. That's basically Attack on Titan, Avatar. Global conflicts they do well, but I think national conflicts within a country, One Piece does it like to a T. It's like really detailed how they do it. It's almost
I agree.
exactly how a country would do it. So that's why I say AOT. Sorry, not AOT. One Piece has actually the best representation of conflict, in my opinion.
Fair enough. And yeah, so that's the first question. Moving on to the next question. Okay, so moving on to question number 2. Do you think nostalgia plays a bigger role than the anime itself in the recollection of it? So I want to start.
Go
And
ahead.
quick science fact. They say 70% of your childhood and early teen memory is fake and a bit like corrupted in your head. You've changed it to make it seem better so that you can recollect good
Yeah,
memories in a time of
very true.
sadness. Because when you're an
Very
adult,
true,
you're
yeah.
working, you have no time, you might have a lot of like, issues in your adult life compared to your childhood life. So, in that case, I want to say something. Us three, right? We have a favorite anime, Naruto. All three of us. And
It's,
you can see that on the channel. We have a lot of Naruto related things, and when Naruto glazes, to a certain extent, I'm proud of it. I don't even care, bro. But like objectively speaking, a lot of people ask me, like even if you're my old colleagues, you ask like, don't you think that Naruto is good, but it's not even like top 10? And I'm like, what? What is this blasphemy? Yeah, you don't talk about Naruto like this in front of me, okay? Get out of here and then discuss it amongst yourselves. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
I actually agree. It for sure has a huge role because of I was a kid. Me and Naj used to Naruto run and get laughed at by everyone else. But guess what? We didn't care because we're kids. Who cares, bro? Who cares? We're just him. We're just him. Okay, we do whatever we want, and a lot of people laughed. Our own year group, year above, and all the people. It doesn't matter, bro.
But mind, we were on it
yeah.
before it was a wave as well.
Like 100%, bro.
We're
2000
innovators, bro.
Bro, 2000 we did it in 2006, yeah? It got big around like 2014, 15 when we need like year 9, bro. So we're a whole 9 years early, okay? And as for like the question itself, nostalgia plays a bigger role than the anime itself. The anime itself is like really big, so I wouldn't say nostalgia plays a bigger role than the anime itself, but it plays a humongous role. Like half of everything I know about Naruto, nostalgia makes it way better, 10 times better. If I were to watch some of the scenes now and some of the fights now, the reason I say that is the anime is still amazing. Because if I go back and watch Garo vs Rock Lee, I'm still gonna say it's a 10 out of 10. And that's not nostalgia speaking. That's just me being a regular person. I show people Jiraiya versus Pain, him, defeating 2 of those guys out of 6, and be like, "Did you like it?" They're like, "Yeah, bro, that was like a 9.5 out of 10 fight." And guess what? Most people don't even have Jiraiya vs Pain in their top 5. That's how good some Naruto fights are. So, as for nostalgia being bigger than the anime, no. But nostalgia is definitely like half of the anime, I'd say. Or even slightly less. But it's definitely a big like driver and factor. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I'll actually make you wanna say this one.
I was gonna say, I can't lie, it's yes and no. Nostalgia plays a part in some stuff.
Yeah.
But for
That's
me,
a cop-out answer.
yeah. But for me, I can say I have an objective view on all stuff. For me, Naruto is my favorite, but I wouldn't say it's the best anime, innit?
Same.
I think
Same
objectively,
here.
I think objectively the best anime.
One Piece.
And What the hell is that take? Get out of here. The best anime is AOT. That's the best one.
Bitch is my guy. Bitch is my guy.
FMAB
Bitch knows ball. Bitch
glazes.
knows ball.
Full Metal Alchemist Glaze, get the hell out of here. It's not one. It's just about maybe getting a top 10. Maybe getting a top 10.
No, bitch. I say Full Metal Alchemist is one of those, like, you know, like, recommend to your friend who's never watched anime before. Like, there's nothing wrong
That's
with
the
it.
nostalgia thing. That's
You
the
can't go
nostalgia
wrong.
thing.
No, you can't go wrong with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but it's not as, like, crazy as people make it out to be.
Bro, that's like what's it called? Erased being like one of your first animes. Say like top 10. That's not though. Like it's not
Fair,
doing
fair.
it. It's like
It is cooked, but yeah, it's not top 10. I don't think so.
it's not top 10, bro. Like nostalgia has a part to play
Wait,
in
what
some
do I
aspects.
say? What do I say?
Erased is my number 3.
If it's your personal list,
Yeah, it's my
different.
personal list. It's my favorite, top 3 favorite, top 3 favorite.
If
Yeah.
we're saying objectively,
Yeah.
what is pound for pound the biggest hitters?
Oh, for sure, it's not.
Naruto's-
It's definitely not
Naruto's
top 10. Then.
probably like-
It's definitely not top 10. Yeah, for sure.
Naruto's probably like top 25 maybe.
Yeah.
Alongside the Dragon Ball, like
Top 30, yeah, something like that.
for me, like Berserk. If we're just counting the manga,
But
that's
what
top
about
as well.
what about the nostalgia though? The nostalgia factor in like Naruto. Like, where can you? Are you self-aware? Are we self-aware that nostalgia, plays a huge
100%.
part in it? Yeah, I think we
you know
are.
what?
Yeah.
For some anime,
Actually, I'm
nostalgia-
gonna play devil's advocate, Mono,
Yeah.
Okay.
because I love to. But basically, nostalgia may play a big role, but I can remember a bunch of animes I watched as a kid when I was young that I'm very nostalgic for, but I can objectively realize they're pretty shit. So, like,
Oh, name them.
for example, you know Beyblade, the
Yep,
Blue
the
Dragon
first one.
series. Yeah, I have something. Listen. I know you're flipping me off right now, Mono, and I love the show too. But I can objectively say it is a shit show from a writing standpoint. Everything. I know I have rose-tinted glasses for it because I watched it as a kid. Yeah, but I can separate the nostalgia from the actual quality itself too. But when you look at Naruto, yeah, and you separate the nostalgia from the quality, you can pinpoint the bad bits, filler, bad writing here and there. But you can also pinpoint the good points. And if you look at it objectively, Naruto is a good show. Good.
Yeah, no, that's what I said.
We would not talk about it this much if it was purely just nostalgia. Nostalgia, I don't believe nostalgia is enough to hold something to a high regard.
On top of that, nostalgia plays a part for animes that don't hold up well now. A lot of stuff in Naruto, especially the fights. Like I can show you a clip, the infamous one, Naruto. No, what's it called? Sasuke vs Orochimaru, where Sasuke had snapped his neck. The whole animation scene is fluid and it still holds up now because
It holds up, exactly.
It's not rigged
timeless.
animation, is it?
It's timeless, yeah. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get to that later, Mitch. Actually, topic
Yeah,
later.
Let's hop back in the car.
To close off this topic, I'm gonna say no. Nostalgia doesn't play as much as a big role when I'm gonna recollect a show. For me personally,
It doesn't always stop at anime, you know. It doesn't stop at anime. Other shows like there's a lot
When
of
we were younger,
I think. Wait, it's funny, Nigel. You said you are playing devil's advocate, but that's what I said as well.
you said nostalgia does.
No, I said it does slightly, but so the question says nostalgia plays a bigger role than the anime itself. And my point was it does slightly, but I wouldn't. That's what I said. I said I don't think it does either.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, we said the exact same thing.
Okay.
People are hella
Same
confused.
answer. Same answer, yeah. Because more people would say yes, it does play a bigger role, but they don't realize like the little.
But they're not 200.
The only time, Mitch, the only time where it does play a role is Pokemon. Right? Remember back in.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so for you guys watching, me and Mitch back in like early secondary school, we'd always have conversations about Pokemon in terms of games and the anime. And I won't lie, the anime is cheeks. It's actually cheeks, but
yeah, because
I love it so much because of nostalgia. It's made for kids. It's made to sell much. It's made to sell much. It's not really an actual show, but we loved it.
The time we stopped talking about it was like when X&Y just came around. That's when we stopped talking about it.
Basically, when our balls dropped.
Legit. Back in art, that's the time when me and Nigel talk about anime so much. And I remember in a wood shop, I drew
Mystical.
I engraved. Was it year 7 or year 8?
It was 8 and 7 actually. We had Mr. Beach in
Engraved
year
a
8. Yeah.
box. I engraved a box.
That was fire, bro. We didn't get to finish it either.
We're never gonna say it. You know, it's probably still in his laptop.
It's probably still on his file somewhere.
The
Yeah.
file
But,
is still probably in his laptop.
yeah.
Engraved
Okay,
a box with
let's
Let's put it
move
back.
on.
Yeah,
Hey, let's put it back.
You two, yeah. How you guys talking about classrooms and shit? What the fuck?
Let's
Okay.
get back in the car. Let's get back in the
Yeah.
car.
So
Back in the whip.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's the end of question 2.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead to the next question. Okay, there we go. So, question
make some
3. Cool.
Question 3. Are life lessons less prominent in new anime? And did old shonen anime shape the youth's moral compass as we see it today? That's a
Who's
good
going
one.
first?
That is a very good one.
I'll go first for this one.
Calm.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we're counting just the newest shonen that comes out, I would say not really. You know, I think a lot of the life lessons that were predominant in our era, watching stuff like underdog stuff or like working hard, I think it's still like quite prominent in today's shonen or even today's anime. Like look at Clover, an underdog right there. Look at even Dandadan, a sneaky geek that's never seen a woman. All of a sudden, becomes a powerhouse and wants to like earn friends and be a better man almost in it. Especially in the latest episode of season 2, where he wants to be selfless. So I think no, I don't think that it's less. Maybe it's fewer examples. Maybe because we're not watching a lot of anime as we used to back in the day. Because in Dragon Ball, I think that shaped a lot of people from the 90s, even early 2000s, about working hard, being disciplined. Naruto had the same thing. One Piece, you just being yourself, having fun. Like, it was probably more back in the day, but it's still around. It's still around. The lessons and stuff are still around.
Fair enough.
Okay, interesting. All right. I actually agree with that. But yeah, Moino, you wanna go next or should I?
Yeah. Okay. So I do agree with that and say that in the new anime, I think it's weird, right? They're trying to like 5-head the life lessons, and what I mean by that is the stories and stuff are so convoluted now that life lessons before, the simple story and the simple life lesson, and they say it to your face, like
It's clear.
cause and effect. Don't be bad. Don't kill. Don't drink alcohol. Whatever. All the stuff you'd see it, right? Don't be corrupt. In newer anime now, it's like everything has to be 200 IQ to understand, and I'm not saying that I don't understand it, because obviously I do understand all of these new animes. So like in Demon Slayer, would you think there's a bunch of life lessons? There probably are. But if you were to ask the average viewer, what have you learned and how much have you learned, a lot of them are going to only give you 1 or 2. However, at the age of 7, and I'm not bragging, okay, I am, screw you guys, I am bragging, age 7 or age 8, I could tell you everything I learned in One Piece, Naruto, and can I say something? It's going to sound weird. Since age 7 and 8, my worldview hasn't actually changed now, age 23, in 16 years. Because nothing's really changed, because I understood most of the world.
Do you mean
from
your
One Piece.
fundamental principles or worldview? I think your principles have stayed the same.
Yeah, my principles. Yeah, no, my worldview's changed. Sorry, I'm saying principles in terms of how I act, how I've always acted. I haven't really changed as a person because I learned it from One Piece. I learned it from Naruto, and I learned it from Dragon Ball Z Kai. 7 a.m. Let's go. Right before school, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, oh, such a goat, bro. But like the newer anime now, if I were to look at it at face value, maybe I'm old. I'm an unk. Yeah, we're all unks. We're 23 now. We're so old. We're boomers, bro. We're boomers.
Speak for
But
yourself. I still qualify for young player of the year. So speak for yourself.
Okay, fair enough.
Young,
but
bitch, yes.
what I meant by that is, I just feel like it's not as in your face right now. The animes are probably slightly better in terms of story now, because they've managed to hide and mask away their big like, oh hey kids, don't kill. But instead, let's watch 1,000, frames a second of anime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kids nowadays, like if you ask me what was Naruto back in 2010, I'd be like, Naruto's about never giving up. and a big thumb with a fingerprint on it. You know what I mean?
Never give up. Exactly.
But if you
Believe
ask
in
someone
yourself.
about Demon Slayer now, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's because I love Akaza, but I hate him because he killed Rengoku." That's what the life lesson they learn. Like, what the fuck? Like, I've actually seen that in an interview before, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this dumb kid doing? But
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
only
yeah.
like 11, so can't expect much. But yeah,
Alright,
definitely in
yeah.
new animes, but it's masked. Whereas before, us as youth, we learned a lot from Naruto, Dragon Ball Z Kai, maybe so a lot of us One Piece, you know, even Death Note. Death Note did actually play a huge role for me, and it's made me a bona fide certified killer. I'm joking. Do not take this to court. Nadia, your turn.
Yeah. Do you know what? I, for the most part, agree with you, Moino. But I think I could like explain why it's like that. So I think
Yeah.
before, like you said, older animes were. I think what authors did is they made a message and they built a story around the message. Nowadays, I think they authors build a story and then tie on the message on afterwards. So nowadays, I feel like the message is show don't tell, but previously
Yeah, you have
it
to
was
read in between the lines a bit, innit?
exactly. But
Yeah.
previously it was show and tell rather than show don't tell. So like Naruto, you could see it in the training exams. Each fight was in itself a lesson. And they literally tell you through their backstory what the lesson is. Like it's in your face, and then they show it through the story. But nowadays, like you said, Demon Slayer, they're not going to mention it at all. You have to read between the lines, which some could say is more artistic, but like think about it. Your 8-year-old son, when he's watching it, he's not going to be able to really take it away unless it's like drilled into him.
My
Oh,
You might
son
as well
will.
watch Yu-Gi-Oh,
Don't
man.
worry, my son will.
You might as well watch Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
Exactly.
You might
Put
as
him
well
on
watch
put him on Yu-Gi-Oh, put him on One Piece, put him on Naruto. He will
Bakugan or something.
just like that.
Bro,
But you have it. Figure it out.
my son at 1 day old, he's watching One Piece. If he doesn't know about the world government, yeah, GG. I'm sorry.
Well, government, critical thinking, freedom fighting, yeah.
Exactly, bro.
But yeah, I think because of that new show don't tell method, I think less. You know, the second half of our question is how it shapes the youth's compass today, as we see it today. I don't think the lessons banged as hard as they did, like they did in Naruto. Like,
I
for
agree with
Jujutsu
that, yeah.
Kaisen's lesson, they won't bang because you can't really like tangibly take away that lesson and apply it to your life. Whereas Rock Lee, he didn't give up. He didn't have any ninjutsu. Everyone thought he was a bomb, but he wasn't a bomb. You apply that to your real life, whether you're like, I don't know, it's like your passion, your online passion project, your training regime. Like, you know, you can apply it. I think with the newer lessons, because you can't even figure out what the lesson is, you can't even apply it. So, yeah, that's my.
Yeah,
opinion.
it depends on the show as well. A lot of shows don't have lessons. Like when you said Jujutsu Kaisen, I can't really tell you any lesson other than like, put your head down and just persevere and endure. That's the only thing I get because
True,
Yuji is like his life is pretty ass. So all he's doing is enduring
Well,
it.
Mitch, most shonen shows or even seinen are built to have a lesson inside. Because if a show doesn't have a lesson, then they actually lose a big part of the market. Because the whole point of telling a story is to take something away from it, not just entertainment. The ones that are timeless throughout history, that like people will talk about 50 years later, are the ones that have a lesson behind it. Every cool piece of media that you know has a lesson behind it. The ones that have stood the test of time.
But I feel like with shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, it's more, especially during 2023 when the manga was like going toward this like end.
Yeah.
Like more people were just crazy about the fights.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
a parasocial relationship with like Gojo, Sukuna. I don't feel like there's like for shows like that specifically. There's not really a lesson. There's more of a
It's a vibe.
this looks cool.
Yeah.
This looks
Shiny
cool.
glass.
The guy looks peng. Let's roll with it.
Yeah,
And that's
true.
why, Mitch, I can tell you right now, that's exactly why Jujutsu Kaisen will never be talked about again in 30 years. Whereas Naruto will still be. I'm
Hey
calling it right now.
Can you see the camera?
I can see him on the show.
Yeah. Boy has a boner for Gojo. That's all I saw.
Well, luckily the camera's not picking up. But yeah, on that ending,
Okay.
I think you guys
On that.
summarized it perfectly.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say. So yeah, let's head on to the next question. So, question number 4. Digital animate... Wait, what? Bro, this English is crazy. Okay. Modern animation. Yeah, modern digital animation versus hand-drawn animation of like the 90s and the early 2000s. Which conveys vibes better? Okay,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Before I let you answer, yeah, that low key goes together with nostalgia. You know, some of the
Yeah.
90s
So
and 2000s.
true.
I was gonna mention that, bitch. I was gonna tie it back into that previous question too. But before that, I want to hear your guys' opinion straight up. nostalgia aside, all of that aside, just I want your opinion straight up.
Ooh. For
Modern
me, it's Attack.
animation
But for me, it's
is
Attack.
not. I don't like modern animation, and that just might be my own eyesight and my own, lack of eyesight. But for me, all I see is a blur of lights hitting each other. Bro, Sung Jin
Yeah.
Woo versus Beru. In the
Yeah,
manga,
I
it
see
was
that.
so cool.
Nah, no, that wasn't so much digital animation that was the issue. It was more so animation direction. Like,
No, that's what I mean.
guys-
Like animation right now, the way it's going, like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is
Yeah, I
actually
was gonna
pretty
say Demon
decent
Slayer.
because you can see
Demon
the
Slayer is fire.
sword-ish. You can see the sword-ish until the last hit. That's why it's good.
Ah,
But for like
yeah.
Solo Leveling, especially, I don't know what they did on Solo Leveling because the first
It was
season you can
nothing.
actually see the hands, right?
yeah.
In the other one, their hands are down here like this, but for some reason there's blurs of light coming off them, and they're having an aura battle. Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
It was
it's
nothing
just
else but
a
lights.
standoff.
And then I was watching it with my brother, and I was like, "Yo, this is like so." Crunchyroll's like mainly English dub, so we're watching it English dub first time round, then English sub second time round. And I'll be honest, it was so shit. I'm so sorry. I'm a reader. Okay, I've read Solo Leveling around 5, maybe 6 times, from beginning to end completely, and hands are amazing, and my imagination was so sick because I'm gonna imagine the future of animation and think, damn, this is gonna be edited and all sorts perfectly, right? Like animated. It came out and it's a bunch of lights fighting. I'm like, okay, fine, this is shit. I just don't like it. I just prefer I prefer the early 2000s, and again, there's a nostalgia bias as well because of my favorite anime were drawn in a certain way, and I enjoyed it. I found it goofy, and that goofy animation was pretty sick. So yeah, that's my take, guys. It makes me happier. That's why. Now all this gives me my stress anxiety goes up because I see lights just flashing around.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll take this. I'll go next. So, Moino, I think I understand why you feel that, and I feel the same way. Because me personally, I'm into art animation. I've actually done some myself, and I know what's happening now is studios are probably trying to save money and save time and energy, and because of that, they don't animate fluid movement anymore. They animate like quick flashes and quick bangs
Yeah.
to make the illusion of a fight happening. And even that side, say digitally they did still do the fluid movement, for some reason it still doesn't look as good, and I think it's because of color palettes and something like not even I can't really explain. It's like an energy, a vibe. Like when I go back to a '90s anime, like Cowboy Bebop, this is before our time. I wasn't even born.
Yeah.
So I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I prefer old style animation.
Yeah.
Drawing over digital. But the thing is, I've watched more digital in my lifetime because they switched to digital in the early 2000s.
Yeah, true.
And I think when an animator actually draws it themselves, not digitally copy and paste, I think there's just more soul. I don't know. There's no other way to
I get
explain
you.
it.
So
It's just
what?
like more
So what
soul
you're trying to
when you
say
watch
is you don't want animators to see their families. Okay, we got it. We got it. We get. Hey, we get it. Okay.
Lock 'em up. But you guys can see the RDC video, right?
Yeah. He has a gun here. He was like, Sonia, that's your daughter, isn't it? That's your daughter, isn't it? Yeah. You wanna see what happened?
Screw the
Okay.
money. He's like, Sonia. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, my bad. I'm so. I'll continue working. But yeah.
I think it comes down to like it losing soul, it becoming corporate. It's just like the essence of what they're trying to show is kind of disappeared.
Yeah. What about you, Mitch?
For me, yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm indifferent because for me, like Nigel said, there is a charm about hand-drawn animation. There is a certain like you can see the unique style every show had. Whether it's like it doesn't matter show my age. Tokyo Mew Mew, Flipping, One Piece. What's the one show with the guy that has hair on his hair? And he gets shot. What was that show called?
Hair on his hair.
Wait, what?
Fire on his hair. Sorry. Kentucky Hitman Reborn. Like,
Oh, that over here, like on the front, the fire.
yeah. You can
Yeah,
you can distinguish all the shows because they have a unique art style and that has a certain charm.
Unique
But-
quirks.
But like for modern anime, even if I want to go to like Boruto, I'll give you a fight. Yeah. Sakura versus that one wannabe Uchiha guy.
Oh, Shin
Animation
Uchiha.
looks so fluid, and if you
Yeah.
go back to like previous fights in Naruto Shippuden or PTS, like it's pretty much the same. It hasn't lost that essence or that DNA. it's just a bit
choreography.
more. Yeah, it's just a bit more like polished.
But don't
Obviously,
you
the art
think,
style is different.
Mitch, that polished, like that overly polished digital look, don't you think it is missing something?
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes, but
Like, okay, I watched this YouTube video of a comparison of Itachi from Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, right? There was a filler episode that recreated some scenes from the original Naruto. It's the one where Itachi strangles Sasuke against the wall.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
And
picks him up.
yeah, he picks them up, and then the side-by-side comparison, yeah, compared to the digital and the hand-drawn version, the old version, is such a stark difference. Like from the glare, the way it's drawn, to the part where him and Kisame jump off into the distance. Like the animation, even though technically it should be better digitally, you can just see and feel that the old one
yeah.
looked so much cooler. It just had so much more bounce and oomph to it.
I think that's a bit of nostalgia playing in because
No,
sometimes,
no,
yeah, when,
I promise you, it's not nostalgia.
no, but no, because you know what?
Promise you, it's
When,
not
when you
nostalgia.
when you look at like say for example in Shippuden when they were, especially later on in Shippuden when the animation got like quite a bit better from when it
Yeah.
started, you see like flashbacks, and then
Mm.
if you see the original scene and then the flashback, like you can like obviously sometimes you're gonna prefer like PTS stuff, yeah, like the way it's drawn visually,
Yeah.
but there is like an amp in quality if that makes sense, like.
Mm.
Even like now they wanna redo a couple episodes and make them like an hour each. Like remember those 4 episodes they told us they were gonna do back in 2021 that they
Yeah.
held hostage. Like they wanna like stuff like that. It's like I can see the law and why they
Yeah.
wanna do it just to
I hear
polish it
that.
up because sometimes it does look a bit weird
True.
sometimes in the old stuff. But
Yeah, I
I
get what you
understand
mean.
I understand why you like it, the charm of it,
Mm.
and it's the retro vibe. It's like
Yeah,
it's
old school
it, ju-
aesthetic.
it makes you feel warm and nice for seeing like Dragon Ball Z Kai,
Yeah, it's cozy. Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
even like honestly like the first ever Beyblade,
Mm.
like
Goat
flipping,
Beyblade.
even TV show like 16
Mm.
or Bakugan,
Oh,
that
because
the thing,
I'm 16. Life is
life
sweet
is
when
sweet
you're
and
growing up so
growing up so fast.
fast. Gotta make the
Don't
good times
don't copyright us.
last.
Don't copyright us. Don't
Yeah,
copyright us.
well,
We,
yeah,
we
yeah.
haven't made,
Oh,
we haven't
but
made a
It's a
penny
rap.
hey
yet.
It's a rap.
guys,
It's a rap, bro.
I have to tell you guys, Mitch knows ball. But yeah, I think that wraps up that question. So we all have a natural affinity for drawn, old hand drawn, but digital is a new wave.
But yeah, that's the end of question 4. Let's head to the next question. Okay, the final question of the episode. Slice of life movies such as Your Name, A Silent Voice, etc., or the live action biography / documentary films of side events. Now, let's clear this up because I'm pretty sure me and Nat wrote this. What do we mean by live action biography / documentary films of side events?
I think it means like you see depictions of
Like
or
war.
war-torn
Yeah.
countries. Like you
Yeah.
see when people like have you seen like documentaries of people going into like Afghanistan and they're
Mm.
talking about how the place is in rubbles or even earlier on I think you might not remember I think it was called Nuts and Crosses
Yep,
back
notes
in
and
the day.
crosses. Yep.
And I think that was
Secondary school.
a documentary and about how like an actual real world like uh event that happened in where was that? I want to say it was in Central Africa. I want to say
Mm.
where two sides of people were just at war with each other.
Yeah, yeah, conflict.
So
Um,
like
yeah.
I think
When I
that's
wrote
what
that
it's trying to
question,
say.
the documentary or movie I had in mind was actually The Pianist. Have you guys seen that film?
Nah, I don't even know. Is that what
So
you're talking about the actual piano?
yeah, but no. So basically, it's
Oh,
set during
damn.
World War Two. World War Two. Moino might have
Hmm.
seen it or heard of
I've
it.
watched this ages ago, like as for like a
Yeah,
5-year-old, but I didn't
yeah. But
understand it.
it's a
That was the
really
one.
sad film. Very sad film.
I think Naj explained it in one line. You know the man from Peaky Blinders, the Italian Donny?
Yeah.
He's walking by the rubble, and either side of him, the entire like street is completely destroyed, and he's walking all
Yeah.
upset and crying and stuff.
Basically, he is a Jew survivor from World War Two, right?
Hmm.
And his basically in order to survive, he was like in a concentration camp and everything, and he was like close to dying like everyone else. But he managed to run away and get away through the camp, and he hid in a Nazi officer's attic for I think 3 or 4 years. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But basically, this movie is his like transition from a normal life of a salaryman with his family to losing all his family to literally living on scraps and trying to survive like a rat in the sewage. It is like really, really like intense of a film. It's really depressing. And the movie shows how I don't know if it was based on a true story, but the attic that he was hiding in within the Nazi officers like building, that Nazi officer found out he was a Jew after like 3 years, finding out he was living there the whole time, and then he had the empathy to carry on letting him hide and carry on giving him food.
Yeah.
And
He spent 2 years apparently, and this
yeah,
is a
2 years.
real life.
There we
This
go.
is real
Yeah.
life, like the real life.
Okay, so it's based on a
Polish
true
guy,
story,
yeah.
yeah. So there was an actual Nazi officer that felt sympathy for a Jewish survivor of a concentration camp, and who was hiding him in his house and feeding him the whole time. And I just thought, like, damn, like, yeah, this is based on a true story. This is real life, and I feel like there's some stories and some portrayals of stories that just cannot be recreated fictionally, like in an animation. Like this is just proper. It proper moved me. I was like, yo, this is sad, and this is like, but it also shows how beautiful it is, like how someone could like, even though he's working for a complete opposite regime, he still had the empathy in his heart to be like, you know what, let me not tell anyone, keep this person alive. He's been through it, even though technically he should have opposite beliefs. So I was like, yeah, do you know what? What would this compare to from the like animation standpoint of view? And then my thoughts were, you know, Your Name, Silent Voice. This is the closest, like popular sad stories of anime that I know about. I know there's worse sad stories and you know better stories, but they're not as popular. So that's my point of view. And I want to know what you guys prefer out of the two.
Well, in
Honestly,
terms of, I'll let Mid go
Yeah,
first.
go.
Actually, I'll be the ending. Don't worry. Yeah, I got something to say at the end.
I'd say honestly, I haven't seen a lot of documentaries or mockumentaries. I think the only time I would ever see it is generally either in secondary or college, even primary school. Like in my actual
Medusi told
lessons,
me as a slave, right?
yeah, we watched
Yeah,
it
we
back
watched
in the
that.
day,
We watched that back in the day. Yeah.
but if you actually watch the whole thing, you know it's only like if that series is like 5-6 hours long. You only get shown a few minutes of it because you have to make a essay on whatever it is. But I think the real stuff can't compare to anime because the like Silent Voice, I think that has more notes of like dealing with grief, tragedy, regret, and like notes of like what's it called, mental illness, suicide,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Like if when it's like real life, it's more. It makes you feel more because it's like it's a real event. Actual lives were lost in in a conflict or in a tragedy. Like
Yeah.
it's much more authentic, isn't it? Like
More translatable
you
to life. Yeah.
you can to some extent uh connect with like Silent Voice. I could connect with the character, the main character, and how like his pain. But if you ask me, there's nothing more saddening or thing when you see actual like real story get unveiled, especially in the current world right now where we live in, what we see every day. There's nothing more sickening or
Heart-wrenching.
saddening
No
to
doubt.
compare to anime. So I'd say
Definitely, no
real
doubt.
life.
Yeah.
Great answer. Yeah.
I think it's a clean sweep. From all of us, it's definitely anything IRL, live actions, documentaries, or just even like, you know, little like actual legitimate videos of seeing all this shit happen on your phone. You'll see on social media. I don't have Twitter or anything anymore. I deleted Twitter because it made me too sad. I think I deleted like a week
Good.
ago or
That's
something.
a good decision. I did the
And
same.
I just got sad every time I went on it. And then it's crazy because like the most I ever got sad from any anime, right? Other than like, is I think so. There's this how do I say it? Shit, mini-sode with Midge. I spoke about something called "I Want to Eat Your Pancreas," and
Oh
it's
man, you told me
weird.
about this one. Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
about the guy who had cancer?
not the guy.
Oh,
So
the
there's a
girl
guy
or something
visiting
like that. Yeah.
hospital, and there's a girl who has pancreatic cancer. She's about to die. It's one of those terminal
Right.
illnesses, and the entire story is very actually weirdly nice because you know what's gonna happen in the end, and you're thinking, oh, at least they're gonna peacefully go away type shit, and you know, again, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, that's on you though. She doesn't die to the cancer like everyone thought. She got randomly stabbed by a man who's a local killer in the area, and it was on the TV. That's how we found out. It was off screen. And I remember seeing that, and obviously 2018, I was going through a lot of stuff, as you know, my friends know.
Mm.
I got like deeply saddened by it, but that's only like a fraction of anything IRL, anything documentary films or any
Mm.
biographies or any just like seeing a TikTok online of something that's really bad happening. That is that's beyond heart wrenching. So I think it's a clean sweep from all of us, and anime can only get you to a certain point, and most people don't legitimately cry and break down from anime. If you do, you need help, serious help. You need
Wait,
to
wait.
toughen
Actually,
up.
no, no. On that point, the last point you just said,
What you
I
need
think
help?
that no, like break it down and cry into anime. So
Yeah,
sometimes people will not cry because of the actual scene itself or because they relate to the scene itself.
yeah, true,
So,
fair
for
enough.
example, say a character loses their little
I,
sister or something,
I think
and
that's why
then and
I
that main character has lost
yeah.
his. Sorry, the person watching has lost his
No,
sibling.
I understand that because
Yeah,
that's me in I want to eat your
yeah.
pancreas. Obviously, I didn't have a woman girlfriend, Dory, nothing like that, guys. It was other stuff.
But
But
that can
yeah,
happen with any media, like movie or anime. Like if it's
yeah,
something that you relate to, you can make you struck a
you're gonna
chord that
break
you can't
down.
control.
Yeah,
But I think what anime can do different to like real life media is if there's a scene that's really sad or really happy or really like it's like an extreme emotion, it can do things that you won't be able to see in a real movie to like amplify that scene. So a key moment I'm thinking here is have you both seen Silent Voice? You have, right?
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen Seven Voice.
Yeah, man. So you guys remember that scene at the end where he finally cures his social anxiety and all of the
Yeah,
exes
and he's
fall
like
off.
crying. Actually, come off here.
Yeah, the exes come off their faces. That I feel like that is a really good depiction of someone overcoming their social anxiety, but you can't really pull that off in a live action. Do you know what I
wait,
mean?
yeah, I have seen this. Holy shit! I was like, I know I've seen it with somebody
Yeah.
in when was it? COVID. During COVID, I watched it with someone. Not gonna say any
Mm.
names.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but Mona, when you watched it, do you remember that scene towards the end where the like paper exes fall off the crowd's faces?
No, I
And it's
actually
hinted
don't.
early on, because according to he works up the courage through the girl and her sister,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the guy friend he makes, what's his name, Yasho, they like
yeah.
slowly his social anxiety and his like
It,
depression wears
yeah.
away.
Where's away? Yeah. No, but like what I'm saying, Midge, is that scene itself. Like, how would you translate that over to live action? It's quite difficult to do that when you say it.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's
I
it's the
mean,
it's the
yeah,
concept itself of the entire. It tackles something that we can't show IRL. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
IRL, all you see is someone being really upset with their anxiety
Mm.
and stress, and you're not gonna see a purple cross on someone's
I mean, they
face.
could
If
use
that makes sense.
CGI, but it just doesn't work.
yeah.
It
The
Like,
won't
it
only way
just
you
work.
can
doesn't fit.
visualize
You're
it,
probably gonna laugh at the CGI because of how bad it is. We just don't have it yet.
the only
Exactly.
way you can
Yeah.
visualize it if you blur their face or something, like through the
Exactly.
lens of
Yeah.
someone's eyes, they can see it's blood or like they're constantly looking down because
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's like
the
shame on their
like
faces.
what they could do is like with people with social anxiety, right, and people who cry a lot, right, typically when you have anxiety in like a public space, instead of showing crosses, what they could do is show the nauseousness of the person and show
Like
like
Oh, when they're
sort of
dizzy,
dizziness and
almost
yeah.
drunk,
sickness, and
almost
yeah,
yeah, like almost like a sickness, like a drunk sickness.
yeah,
But that's just
that would be a
the
good way.
closest way they could do. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
pretty to be fair.
but yeah, I think when it comes to nuance emotions, live action is better. When it comes to like amplifying the environment to show an emotion, animation is better.
I think that's, yeah, that fits. Yeah.
Any last notes, Mitch?
Nah, you pretty much hit the nail on the coffin. Like live action or any documentary or mockumentary hits the message better for real world events. Anime can portray a feeling better on
Mm,
screen than
yeah,
a documentary. Documentary will just make you think, oh, like shit, this stuff is happening in the world. Like if I can say stuff like if I can't say you can mute or whatever, but stuff in Palestine, Congo, Ghana, Sudan, all
We're
those
keeping
type
it
of
in.
conflicts,
mm,
stuff in Sudan, like a lot of stuff is happening, and in this current climate, it's getting censored.
Yeah.
But in a
heavily.
couple years from now, it's gonna be made as a documentary, and then the whole thing about
Yeah,
World War II is
definitely.
gonna be come back again, say, oh, why did the world be silent and that?
Yeah,
But when it comes to the animation side of things, you can convey a like a human emotion better in that story, like struggles, mental health, suicidal thoughts. I feel like in animation aspect, it can be shown a lot better because
mm,
if so, say for example you're schizophrenic, it can be visualized better through animation because
definitely.
there's some movies that I've seen that try to depict people that have schizophrenia or stuff or mental illness like this, and it doesn't really hit the mark. Like for
I
me,
know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, I can see it, but I can't see it, I can't feel it. Whether in animation, like, because there's so many effects and it's drawn out in a certain way to make you feel like, oh, this is kind of scary.
Yeah.
I understand what they're going through. So
It's
that's
the
why I feel like,
ambiguous stuff, the stuff that you
yeah,
can't really explain to someone. You can only show them. It's better through animation.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I
that,
100% agree.
they have their places, but that's my thoughts on those two, innit?
Yep.
But yeah,
Same.
I think you guys summed up perfectly. Perfectly. I have nothing else to say. So yeah, that is the end of Hiatus Hangout episode 6. I'm gonna be uploading the mini-sode, even the 55-minute mini-sode. Definitely not mini. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Take care.
Like